This one's for Mandy. I'm going to stop calling you Amanda because on your name thing you put Mandy, so I assume that's what you want people to call you. My apologies for not realizing that sooner. I haven't watched your video in a day or so, so forgive me if I don't remember everything you say. I have just a ginormous load of homework to do by 2 today, so I'm going to make this quick. Now, first of all, my thoughts on the whole issue, like, you talk about how it has to be absolute, you have to have absolute morality or something like that, but I don't really think that in practice a theist morality can be any more absolute than a secularist morality. I mean, look at how in the 1800s in America slave owners used the Bible to justify slavery, so I don't really think you can say either one of them can in practice be absolute. So there's that. Second of all, I wanted to talk just about the whole immortality issue, and you know, you talk about how it's a bit of a misrepresentation of at least what I want to get out of non-belief. It seems like it's almost too much deferred gratification. It's almost like, you know, there's so much emphasis put on how great it's going to be in the afterlife that, you know, you neglect the current life. And if you look at it from my perspective, it's like, I mean, to me it seems extremely unlikely, although not impossible, but extremely unlikely that there would be an afterlife. And I think that if there were some sort of afterlife, it would be like reincarnation would be a lot more probable than a paradise or any sort of afterlife like that. So there's that. You know, you just spend so much time thinking about, you know, what's it like, talking about how great it's going to be after you get done here, that you don't do enough good here, and it's almost as if that's an ulterior motive. Like, every good thing you do, it's only because, you know, you're trying to get into heaven. You know, why shouldn't good be done for just the sake of doing good and improving society? I mean, why does it have to be done just so you can get into heaven or something like that? Just a quick couple more things on this whole afterlife thing. It seems to me a little more the fact that, you know, when you try to remember or when you try to think about anything that happened before you were born, I mean, there's complete blank in your head, and all you have to go off of is old movie clips and texts from history, you know. So, but like, there's no actual memory. There's no way you could have been there when it was happening. There is a complete void in your knowledge before you came into being. And why wouldn't that be the case after you cease to exist? Why is it that there would that you would keep existing, you know, after you died, or that part of you would continue to exist in your current incarnation? So that whole aspect makes it seem a lot less likely to me that there would be some sort of Christian style or Abrahamic religion style heaven. Also, you talk about you know, you say basically, oh, when you're old you're going to want to live forever or something like that, but, you know, I've given a lot of thought to it. You know, give me some credit here. I've thought it out. You know, I've put myself in that position. It's like, okay, so you're older, how would you know, and, you know, I did used to be a Christian. That I sort of this is another video, but it's sort of like a gradual, I was an agnostic for a while, and a deist as well, and then, you know, I'm sort of a agnostic atheist, weak atheist right now. So, you know, but there's some pretty good videos out there talking about how, you know, you will have a legacy here. You know, if you leave a good legacy, then people will remember you, and that's worthwhile. That's one thing. You know, second of all, like, as I said before, you know, I don't want to bank on an afterlife at the cost of this life. I mean, you know, I have no way of knowing. You know, there's no supernatural power that's come and talked to me and said, okay, there is going to be an afterlife. I mean, there's been none that's satisfied the conditions. I mean, you know, I think a lot of people who believe in Christianity do so from conjecture, and like there's events in their life that they are convinced that have been assembled by God, but there's no concrete proof. Again, like there's the whole like floating pencil test that I devised. I mean, if there were a deity that was able to float a pencil out of my hand, then that would be completely conclusive to me. But just random events organized in such a way as seems unlikely, then, you know, it's unlikely, but it's not proof of a deity. So unlikely events assembled in such a way as to suggest that God might have constructed in that way is not conclusive. You know, let's see some conclusive indications that there is a God. And, you know, people have accused me of being closed-minded and to the idea, and of course I'm not. It's just that, like, I have certain conditions, you know? If I come to the conclusion from evidence that I've been presented, then sure, I'd be happy to, but it just seems so improbable. And the arguments for atheism seem to make a lot more sense to me. And in regards to the afterlife, you know, perhaps there is some sort of afterlife thingy, but I see no way in which it would be the Christian heaven or hell sort of afterlife. That just seems completely wrong to me. Even if there was somehow a God who is choosing not to reveal himself to us, or at least to me. So yeah, that seems improbable. So that's where I'm at with this whole thing. Alright, thanks a lot.